I'm Mark Callahan, Mr. Saltwater Tank, and this is Mr. Saltwater Tank TV. I'm here in Fort Lauderdale, Florida, on location at Living Color to talk with Francis and Matt from the TV show The Fish Tank Kings. Guys, thanks for taking time out of your busy schedule to sit and talk with me.
Hey, thanks for having us. Thanks for being here.
Give me a teaser about what can we expect out of season 2 of The Fish Tank Kings.
Well, you're gonna see a lot more fish tanks, bigger, better builds, and a lot more process. You're gonna see how it's done from design to fabrication, fish acquisition, and that's gonna mean collecting trips in the wild, going to some farms, and of course the big reveal at the end. So a lot more process.
I think the one key this year that's a little different than last year is last year it was portrayed that was like a decent amount of tension, as us, building aquariums, and a lot of that is gone this year, which is great. We always joke around and play around, but it is a huge team effort here to get it done. And I think you'll see, as Francis said, a lot more process too, and fabrication. A lot of people wanted to see our facility and what that's all about too. So I think it's, to me, season 2's blowing away season 1.
So I'm Mr. Saltwater Tank, this is Mr. Saltwater Tank TV. I gotta ask, more saltwater tanks this time or more freshwater tanks?
Definitely going to be more saltwater tanks.
Yeah, I think so, definitely. Yeah.
It's our core business as well. I would say 90% of the aquariums that we build at Living Color are saltwater aquariums. So you should feel right at home here.
That's good. Now the next question is, you guys build tanks, you build inserts as well. The diehard reef junkies say it's got to be real or else they don't like it. Any big reef tank builds this time around?
There are at least 2, probably 2. There's
Yeah, two good possibilities.
I'm a live coral guy, and Living Color, we don't do as many live coral tanks as I hope we would, and we're getting to do more. I mean, last season we did an awesome 600-gallon live coral tank, and on the success of that, we've done numerous other cool live coral tanks as well. I mean, we did one which didn't make the show, which is about 1,000 gallons up in a hospital in Tampa.
That's right.
And so I had a big hand in designing that, and it's actually being maintained by the Florida Aquarium. So it shows that we have the capabilities to design and build awesome live coral tanks.
There's 16 episodes this year.
Wow.
Many projects. What's that add up to?
So 30 plus.
32.
Yeah,
wow.
30 plus aquariums. So there's a lot of aquarium making going to go on. And one of the episodes is a turnkey science center. So we got a contract to build 14 aquarium exhibits for this.
For one place.
For one place.
For one place, yeah.
And you'll see a good number of those being built on one of the episodes.
So I've heard people say, these tanks are just put up for the show, and afterwards they get torn down. Are the tanks that you've built still running today?
Yeah, they're as Francis said, these are real projects. They're clients that we've had for a period of time, or these are new clients that want to be on a show, but these are sustainable projects, and they get done. And you know what, and that I think is probably one of the biggest challenges for the production company, is because it's a long process. Some of these projects, and I'll give you kind of the behind the scenes on the Marlins project. We really didn't get into too much timeline on the Marlins project, but we filmed the tail end of that project and made it an episode. But that project was a 2-year process.
Now 2 years from them approaching you and saying we're interested, or
Yes.
2 years from, okay.
I mean, walking on ground, that ground that used to be the Orange Bowl, everything was ripped up. I mean, we were walking on dirt before the walls are even, before the slab was even poured.
So you're getting any other work done here at Living Color while this is going on?
Oh yeah, I mean, of course we are. I mean, we've got tons of other projects going on that have nothing to do with the show itself. And then we have a fair amount of projects, of course, that have everything to do with the show that have, and that's where the show is coming in too, because some of those projects came in because people want to be on season 2. But I hope that from people watching the show and watching your program, that they'll really take the hobby to heart. There's a responsibility to owning that fish. And then that is the one thing that we try to reign true with every single reveal in one of our aquariums. Our concern is the fish, because it's part of the beauty of what we create, and we're taking these live animals and telling them to, live and entertain us.
Right. And a lot of that is, just TV. I know how it's edited. I used to work in reality television as an editor. There's a lot that you don't see that just gets cut out for the storyline. And while on film, on TV, it might appear that you built the tank and 30 seconds later you got fish in it.
Right.
You and I know that could take a week or more process to get everything ready, get it set. And then all those fish aren't necessarily thrown in there at once.
It's a process.
But it is good to hear that behind the scenes, you guys had that commitment to hobbyist success and fish well-being, so that everyone has success.
And these are some of the things that even Francis and I spoke about with Sharp Entertainment, who's producing the show, even season 1. You know, we weren't going to go into this with pure reckless abandon, and you know, put aquariums together, throw fish in them, and you know, and that's it. See you later, just for the sake of creating a show.
Matt, you said people come to you with projects wanting to be on the show. How do you pick tanks to make it on the Fish Tank Kings?
Boy, it goes to Matt Blaine is our producer. He and Martin, the director, they'll develop kind of the idea of the story, and then it goes proverbially up the National Geographic ladder to the executive producer, who makes a decision if that's, you know, if that's a good episode, a good story, and it comes right back down to us and says, you know, and say, hey, put the story together, let's make it happen.
But the key is that everything that we do on the show is a real living color project. So we'll give, you know, Matt a list of, you know, a dozen projects that we have in our pipeline, and you know, it's kind of a little brief couple sentences. Here's the project, here's the size, and then they kind of scan it and they're like, okay, this one might be worth checking out, and then that's kind of how the process initiates.
It's really it's a lot about the reveal too. You know, what's the wow factor? You know, if you look at all of our episodes, it's, you know, we're building these aquariums, and you know, whether they're big, small, or what have you, and there's always there's an element of, you know, what's the challenge, what's the design, how unique is it, what's the challenge, and how big is the reveal.
Matt, Living Color built some big tanks. Are there any projects that are just too small to make it on the show?
I would say definitely not. I mean, I did a 50-gallon aquarium build on the show, so definitely not out of ordinary.
So any projects, as much details as you can give me, because I know the shows aren't out, any ones that you've done really stick out in your mind, something for us to specifically watch for?
Oh, man, there's lots, and I can't give any details. We are under contract. We cannot give you, you know,
nothing.
No, I can't give you.
Even if I give you guys some
details.
frags, you can, off record, give you some frags.
Give me some frags.
Give you some frags, some corals, you know, and then you can.
Yeah, just a little
under the table frag.
Yeah, I hear you.
So we can't talk about season 2. Season 1, though, it's already done. It's been on the air. Anything happened behind the scenes that's memorable?
Well, I had a little run-in with a really powerful algae magnet on one of the episodes, actually. And you know, these things, they can clean 2-inch thick acrylic. So when it clamps onto your hand, it's a painful thing, and I had to really struggle through one of the reveals, because I had just crushed my finger on that magnet. And another funny one is that I don't even wear glasses, and they make me wear glasses on the show all the time.
I was going to say, you don't have them on right now.
It adds 20 points to my IQ, apparently, when I have them on. So
we talked about customer tanks. I want to hear about your tanks that you guys have at home or in your office. We'll start with you, Matt. How big is your tank at home?
I don't think either of us have aquariums at home.
What?
That's the crazy thing, is it? No, we enjoy our aquariums here. You know, we aquariums are kind of like wrapped around. I mean, I have the great view. I mean, Francis has an awesome live reef tank in his office. I mean, I love watching that aquarium, man. It's really cool. And you know, so you're able to enjoy. That's kind of your home aquarium.
Yeah.
Which if I had wanted an aquarium, I might put it in my office, not in my home, because sadly enough, I spend more time here working than I do at home. So, but my office just being over there, I have a great view of the 3 aquariums here in our lobby. So I can't complain at all. I really don't need an aquarium right now. I will definitely have an aquarium one day for sure in my home, but just not now.
Okay, Francis, so Matt doesn't have a tank at home. You have the tank in your office. You've said before, Mr. Saltwater Tank TV, the bicolor blenny is your favorite fish.
Correct.
Is that actually true?
It actually is. There's, I don't have one in my tank here. I have, I guess, you know, I have a, what the hell do I have in there? I have I have a yellow Watchman goby, captive reared at Ore, awesome little fish, and just a couple true perculate clowns. I'm not a big fan of designer clownfish, and you know, Banggai cardinal is one of my favorite fish, but it's tons and tons of of SPS corals and LPS corals.
You have a bicolor blenny. You inspired me. I went and got one. It's in quarantine. When I get home, it's done quarantining, going to go in the tank. So I'm following your lead, man. I do have a bicolor blenny.
Awesome.
I'll always think of you when I see that fish.
I appreciate it. And you know, I know that you're big on quarantine. I mean, you wrote a book about quarantine.
Yep.
And we are huge on quarantine as well.
Absolutely.
And you know, unfortunately on the show, even though we want to show everything, quarantine's is a month-long process, and we can't always show it. But I won't give anything away. But you will see how we care about quarantine in one particular episode, and you'll realize what a big deal it is.
Yeah.
Can we talk about that?
Yeah, we can talk. I mean, we've built a quarantine facility. It's about 12,000 square foot.
12,000.
And it's true quarantine.
50,000 gallons of water in there.
So any fish that goes into one of your tanks is going to go through there first.
Goes through that whole process. And what we do is we're quarantining the fish that go to our local stores. We have three local stores, pet stores. Yeah, we have All Fish Emporium, which is it's all part of the big umbrella of the parent company that owns Living Color.
Okay.
So we've got All Fish Emporium, All Pets Emporium. We have 2 All Pets Emporium store, which are more of a full pet line store.
Okay.
And then All Fish Emporium, which is arguably one of the largest fish-only stores in the United States. It's about 23,000 square foot.
Wow.
Then we have another store being built locally here in Coral Springs, where Coral Springs not too far away from here.
Okay.
So the quarantine facility is built to supply all the fish to our stores and to our clients, to Living Color clients as well. And of course we have a maintenance division where we have hundreds of aquariums that we maintain. And quarantine's a huge, it's a huge, process, and it's hugely important to us. I mean, we're building aquariums, and we have a responsibility to the fish that we put in these aquariums.
Sure, because things can go south quickly, and when it happens, it's not any fun.
No, it's sad.
And the capacity of our quarantine facility, because it is so large, we can potentially supply many other aquarium stores up the east coast of the United States. And I can honestly say, from all the research that we've done, there's no other facility like it in the East Coast that actually brings in fish, quarantines them for the period.
Yeah, it's amazing. It's an incredible facility. We every time I go there, I'm just amazed by how immense it is and how well it's working.
Matt, you said a lot of people have come to you wanting to be on the show. How has that impacted Living Color's business?
It's been really, really good so far, and we expect it to only continue to grow. Now's the time that we can hopefully start getting into some endorsement. I mean, we've definitely have identified our viewers as being true hobbyists that have aquariums at home. And if not, then they're real process-driven individuals that want to see how something is made. With that said, yeah, I mean, there's been some large custom aquariums that have come in because they saw season 1, and they don't necessarily want to be on a show, but it's put them to the point where, like, I've always wanted a big aquarium, and those are the guys that I want to do it. So I think that's I think it's great. It's definitely picking up business. Our retail sales, we'd love to see more people come to our our online store and buy some corals and such. And we're still developing some of those ideas as well. But we've even in Europe, I mean, we're selling a decent amount of product in Europe right now.
The UK is actually the #1 international market for Fish Tank Kings. It's taken the UK by storm. We have tons and tons of inquiries, emails, purchases in the UK. Yeah. And like Matt said, a lot of our viewers are the average hobbyist. And sure, our aquariums are extremely expensive because they're all hand built, custom made. $15,000 to start. Mm-hmm. But we also have a line of cool coral inserts that you can place into your aquarium, and we've just developed a line of nanotank inserts. So something as small as a 4-gallon Eco Pico, you can drop in a real Living Color reef in there, yep. And all the way up to 150 gallons or more. And these things are competitively priced on the market. So if you want an easy to maintain coral insert that's made by the Fish Tank Kings, you can get it. Definitely.
Yeah. So with a lot of your viewers being hobbyists, what impact do you think Fish Tank Kings has had on the aquarium hobby?
We've been able to visit some stores and do a few meet and greets and that sort of thing. And the one thing that always, it's hit me a couple of times is someone said, I had an aquarium growing up, and as I got older, I kind of grew out of having an aquarium. And I saw a guy walk past us in the store last time we were there, and he's pushing his cart, and he probably has a 50-gallon aquarium with everything in it, and the grocery cart is like, or the cart is stacked up with aquarium stuff, and he turns around and looks at us, this is because of you guys. So that's sort of the impact. I mean, we've heard even from doing some of the shows that people that own, the mom and pop stores, or the people that own the aquarium stores are saying that they've seen an increase in sales because of the show.
Great.
And that just, man, that makes me really, really happy. I think it's a phenomenal hobby. I think we're bringing a lot of awareness to how to do it right.
I think at the end of the day, we're wrongly portrayed as people who just grab stuff out of the ocean, chunk in a tank, and if it lives, great. If not, we'll just go get another one. So glad to hear that you guys are doing that. You're speaking something, you're actually doing it here at Living Color. Keep up the good work. Excited to see Season 2, Fish Tank Kings, Nat Geo Wild. Check your local listings for that. Thanks, guys, for taking the time to sit with me, Matt.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Appreciate it.
I'm Mark Callahan, Mr. Saltwater Tank. This has been Mr. Saltwater Tank TV, sitting here with Matt and Francis, Living Color and the Fish Tank Kings. Have a good one, enjoy your tanks, and know your tank personality.